There is a hedge trimmer that's just gone off, and I hope that you can't hear it in this video. To part 2. So in this video, we're going to look at some tools now that you can start using and start implementing into your life for you to start updating and start operating in this flow state system. Some of the tools that we'll start looking at are going to be targeting the mind, the body, and the spirit. The first off, we must understand that we need to create a diet for the mind, we need to create a diet for the body, and then we need to align for the spirit to be channeled through us, the divinity, the power within us to transcend, and for us to start operating in this flow state system. To understand that we must start off with the mind. The mind needs a diet. We need to understand that we're constantly bombarded with external sources of information, and the mind is constantly in a stream of data. So you need to understand that we need to implement one tool that I've been using for the past 3-4 years now, maybe, and this is called brain dumping. So what is brain dumping? Brain dumping is you start dumping stuff from your mind onto paper, onto whiteboards. I've got like 30-40 whiteboards, these A4 ones like this, and I keep them available because whenever I need to just download information, just get it out of my mind, it's accessible. So that's the main thing, making it accessible. If it's to do with a notepad that you carry in your pocket, you can do that, but having something available for you to just quickly brain dump is the crucial part. So this brain dumping, we need to understand that our mind, our conscious mind, has a limited cache, like a computer cache, and we're constantly taking in information, and then once it gets overwhelmed, it starts storing in your subconscious mind, and then now and again you'll get information just keep popping up into your cache. Hey, deal with this, and sometimes when your cache is full, because you're cycling the same data around and around, and you're feeling overwhelmed, and that's when you're trying to control situations, you're trying to be in a state of control. Whereas when you practice this tool of brain dumping, you're just dumping all of the data onto something, and then you're able to visualize and see, is this important, or can I just get rid of this? And then you are able to action what needs to be actioned, and you're able to delete what just needs to be deleted. But when you just have it in your mind, in the cache, in your memory, you're constantly cycling this information. So one, brain dumping. We need to introduce this, get some whiteboards, carry a notepad, whatever, big whiteboard, wherever you can just dump this information and you can visually see it. If you do it on your phone, you're going to put it in your notes app and then you're going to forget about it, and then it's just going to cycle again. So make sure it's visible, something that you can visualize after and see and reflect and say, is this important or not? So that's one, and that's a diet for the mind. And the second one is breathwork. Breathwork is going to be a diet for the mind and the body. One, for the body, is going to be emotional regulation. You're going to be able to transmute and regulate your emotions through the breath work. And the second one is the state of mind. You're going to be able to think of things will pop up in your head while you're doing this breath work, and these things need your attention, not to dismiss them and suppress them. It's to come to your attention, and then when you get these thoughts that pop up during this breath work, it's for you to go in and address and ask the question, what is this about? Why am I thinking this? What do I need to take from this information? The body gets into a relaxed state. You start regulating your emotions, and your mind starts sifting through and bringing up stuff that needs your attention, because sometimes you will find that this emotion is tied to this thought or this memory, and they both need to be addressed. This is why it's coming up, because your breath work is releasing emotions and your thoughts are connecting, and it's for you to recognize why this has come up and what to do with it. Heal it, feel it, heal it, delete it. 3, journaling. Okay, journaling is another one for the mind and body. Okay, so journaling is basically, what happens with journaling is it's a physical transmutation. You are thinking of something, you're feeling something, and you're transmuting it physically onto the paper, energy down the arm and into whatever you're doing. So it's an energy exchange. So you're thinking and feeling, and the energy is being put onto paper, onto whatever you're writing on, but it's a physical thing. So when journaling, yes, you can write on your phone, but journaling, sometimes when you write on your phone, it's it's not the same feeling because you're not physically transmuting. It's unnatural. You're not getting the unconscious stream of information. Because when you start journaling, you'll notice that you go into like a 0 point mind zone, and you're just unconsciously streaming the information from your mind onto the thing. You're not judging what you're writing, and it's only after you stop writing, you have a look and you're like, I don't remember writing this. It's because you go into the unconscious stream. So journaling, you'll be able to retrospect, you'll be able to reflect, you'll be able to see the thoughts on paper and be the observer of, why am I feeling like this? Why am I thinking this? You're the observer after, because the mind, you've downloaded it onto the paper. And then from the journaling, you'll be able to see patterns, behaviors. Why did you feel like that? Why did you interpret that situation like that? What is that perspective? So this is what journaling does. It basically gives you the distance between your mind, your emotions, and you become the observer. So this journaling creates that distance. And this is number 3. This is the diet of journaling for the mind and body. 4, we just need physical movement. Like, we've overcomplicated things. We think in our mind that we need to go work out, we need to go do all these things, we need to train. The easiest thing is basically movement. You just need to move. Energy needs to flow. You just need to walk, move, just move the body. 1 hour of walking, just get out there and just walk. Top of that, some grounding, barefoot. We are electrical beings. We need to discharge ourselves every day because we're electrical. We need to discharge. We need to be barefoot, grounding. Our shoes have created a distance between us discharging because we're wearing trainers, slippers, we're wearing things that disconnect us from the ground. So we must start implementing the grounding as well. So at least 30 minutes, or get some grounding shoes, and then you can ground and walk at the same time. So physical movement, grounding, and walking. These are the 2 important things that we need to start doing, is physical movement. And then when you're physically moving, your mind is clearer and you're in a motion. Yeah, you're in a rhythm state. And the last one, so that's 4. See, I've got my whiteboards, so I use my whiteboards for everything because I want to make sure I get all the topics. And the 5th one is mind reboot. And with this mind reboot, it's going to be aligning your mind, your body, and your spirit. Because what is happening in this mind reboot? The mind reboot is you close your eyes, you stop the visual input of data because you go within. As soon as you close your eyes, you're going within. Okay, you go back into your inside world, and then you connect to your breath, because without breath you don't have no life. So you go within, close your eyes, you connect with your breath, and you set the intention of connecting to your higher self. So if you remember in part 1 that we spoke about the mind, body, and spirit aligning, and you connect to your higher self, your higher dimensional self. This is what we're doing. We're intentionally connecting to our higher dimensional self with closing, going within, connecting with our breath, and setting the intention to connect. So with the mind reboots, you do 10 deep breaths. So let's do it quickly. So we'll do it together as the last one. So close your eyes, connect with your breath. 10, 9, in with the nose, out with the mouth. 8, in with the nose, out through the mouth. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you intentionally say to yourself, you can say it out loud, I am reconnecting to my higher self. I am reconnecting to my higher self. I'm re-establishing connection to my higher self. And then feel it. Stay with it for a few seconds. Feel that connection back to your higher self. Feel your body getting re-centered. And this is taking the focus within. And you're being with your inside world, and you're You're aligning from your inner world, because your outside world is just a reflection of your inside world. So once you realign from the inside, you'll be able to make better decisions. You'll be able to do intentional actions because they align with your inside, and then your outside will reflect. So practicing these mind reboots, you can open your eyes now. So practicing these mind reboots, I used to do these mind reboots before 10 times a day. Every hour I used to set the alarm and used to do these mind reboots. So if you want to start taking advantage of this powerful tool, I would set the alarm for every hour just to check in with yourself, realign, and then this way you'll start updating and start flowing yourself into this flow state system, and you start becoming more conscious, you start becoming more aware. So this one I 100% recommend, because this is the quickest way you can start shifting yourself into the flow state and catching yourself when you're falling into the control state. So if you haven't seen part 1, I'd suggest you go back and watch part 1 to understand the difference between the control state and the flow state, and so you're aware of when you're falling into the control state and being conscious of it, because you need to understand, you need to become aware of the characteristics, the features of the control state for you to start moving into the flow state. So this is the basics of these 5 tools that you can start implementing on a daily basis. Start working with them, start moving into this flow state. Just started working on a workbook that's hopefully going to be out soon, and this workbook is going to help people dig a little deeper, set up a routine, set up a structure to start having this in their daily lives and start moving into this flow state. So watch out for that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Send you much love and light, my beautiful souls. Goodbye.